So it should be live now. Does anyone have a spiritual thought they want to share, or should we just get started?
I have one, and I've shared it before.
Okay.
Okay, so the hardest decisions you'll ever make are never going to consist of a right choice and a wrong choice. And usually, when I see an obvious right and wrong choice, I won't really devote to prayer so much. But whenever I see two right choices, like whether or not to come to college here at BYUI or to apply at BYU, I decided to go to BYUI because there were two right choices. It was a hard decision. It felt right. But I was thinking about that in this case study because there wasn't really a right and a wrong decision here. It was between two good decisions. Can I take money and leave, or can I just stay in the business? I mean, there's really nothing to lose either way. So, but still a hard decision because you don't know which one's going to really benefit you better.
That's true.
In those cases, you got to resort to prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Stacey and Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Okay. Question 1. What would you what value would you place on RightNow technologies?
Okay. I was looking at that.
I'm in the wrong spot. Where are those questions at?
They are just under the RightNow technologies case discussion in week 9.
I will be there in just a sec. I think I was looking at the pre-discussion questions.
Oh, yeah.
$35 million.
That's what you would value it at?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say?
$35 million.
Yeah. I know it mentioned that in the case study too.
Remember last week I looked it up, and the lazy man's way of figuring out what a company is worth is just its revenue in a year.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I did, and it said rather than like in the offer and options, it kind of talks about it, and it said rather than the company, or so they got offered the 50 million.
Right.
Company's trailing 12 months sales of 35 million. So that year they had just done 12 months of 35 million, which is why I was like, that makes more sense if I was going to take over, be like, well, I'll give you what you're making.
And that 50 million, that was all stock too, right? Didn't they say that offer was an all stock offer?
I didn't think it was. But I could be wrong. It's on page 8, the bottom of page 8.
10.
And it just says it's under the offer and the options.
Okay.
And it's in the bottom of the second paragraph.
Yeah, I read that.
There we go.
Maybe it is stock. I thought it was just a deal made with.
Yeah, so that's why he was really excited about getting a lot more money than its revenue a year.
Yeah. For some reason, I didn't think it was all stock just because he was talking about how that deal would make like all the employees a lot of money right now. And right. the cash from it would provide a lot of security.
$50 million. Can you imagine? For 50 years, he could live on $1 million a year.
I mean, I could work with that.
But he doesn't want to leave. It's just like, okay. Okay, maybe I just texted. Is that a question? Did we pretty much cover that one?
Yeah. Did everyone, it says I'm trying to figure it out.
So where I saw that was on page 10. And he says there were 2 other practical concerns with respect to the offer. First, an all-stock deal would mean that RightNow was betting on the currency of its acquirer.
Oh.
And it says if traditional enterprise software was in decline, would RightNow after its absorption be enough to keep the stock price strong?
Where are you?
Okay.
It's on page 10.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were reading the questions. Okay.
So that's where I came. That's why I came up with was that an all-stock offer that they're offering. Which would, to me, would make sense as to why they would give them more money in stock than give them cash. But that question is there of saying, well, what happens if the stock price goes down? They may not have gotten the money that they were hoping to get. So, okay, sorry.
Having a nice hangout. Steve, why did I just get a notification that says that you just joined this hangout? Oh, wait. There.
I'm on it.
Yeah, I know. I just got a notification. Steve just joined.
Yeah, I got that too.
I'm trying to add Levi right now. Do you guys remember what his email is? Is it levi.samuel or samuel.levi? Let's see.
It's not coming up when I punch in his name.
Okay, I invited him again.
There it is.
Sweet.
All right, I have no idea how to use Google Hangouts. Like, seriously, it is like the bane of my existence. Why is it so complicated?
I hate it too.
We didn't send you an invite on purpose.
Like,
No, I did, I swear.
You need to do a tutorial. We need to do a tutorial on Google Hangouts.
I did
No.
send one.
No, there's only 6 weeks left. We don't want to learn new stuff.
Yeah. I was like, I did send one time in one of the group messages.
Yeah, I cannot figure out how to like make a group and like find you all and put you in that group. Like, I don't understand that. I don't know why.
To do it on
Adobe
YouTube.
You have to do it on YouTube? What about Google Hangouts?
They're like, so Google bought YouTube. So to get it to record and stuff, you have to go on YouTube to make the Google Hangouts.
Yeah, I remember last semester I made a note that was changing. I just never really figured it out.
Yeah, you have to like make a call using Google Hangouts in YouTube, and then it automatically will upload it to YouTube that way.
Okay, so if I go to YouTube
Mm-hmm.
and then I go,
Like if you go to, let's see, let me go to YouTube.
like your account, right?
Yeah, so you're gonna click like my channel. So hold on, I'm pulling up like a blank 1 second. Like, so on the left, you would click my channel when you first get to YouTube, which takes you to like all your videos and stuff. And then up near the top, near the search bar, there's a button called Video Manager.
Okay.
So you click Video Manager.
Right.
And then on the left, left bar, there's options, and you're gonna see live streaming. So you click live streaming. And then once you click it, there's 2 options. There's stream now and events. And you click events. And then you click add new live event, which is in the top right-hand corner.
Jeez.
Yeah. And then from there, you would like title it, like whatever you want the YouTube video to be called, and like how you want it to be published. And then it says type, and I always use quick using Google Hangouts on air. And then you go live, And then from there, you can add people just like a normal Google Hangouts. And then when you want to start, you just click Start Broadcast, and then it'll start recording them.
Because I keep trying to do it on Google Hangouts on my iPad or on my phone.
Yeah,
And it's apparently not a good way to do it at all.
no. Well, not if you wanted to automatically record and upload to YouTube. Because I don't think you can record on Google Hangouts that way.
Okay. Thank you for the short tutorial.
Yeah.
Hey, I
So
guess
now if anyone wants to start the YouTube video next week, you know how.
Yeah.
Wait, Levi, didn't you start one before and like?
Those were all started from Google Hangouts, though. Remember, they never worked? Like, really?
But did you record it and everything? Like put it on live and?
I think you can still do it from Google Hangouts. I just don't know how to do it. I might have figured it out
Okay.
once. Every time I try to add you guys to like a group in Google Hangouts, I get like lost. Like I can get like Jason and Kelly in there, but then I get to Steve and I can't find Steve, and then I like try to find you on there and I can't find you.
Oh.
I hide myself.
I hate it. What'd you say,
Adam-
Steve?
I said I hide myself. Well, I was also going to say I don't mean to be mean, but can we keep going? I've got to be somewhere, and my daughter is like pacing back here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so we finished question 1. So we did what value would you place on RightNow Technologies? And we said 35 million, which
Yeah.
we got from their value of the year, whatever their,
Your 2003 revenue.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, question 2. Please provide a range of values rather than a single number. How did you come to this conclusion?
Well, we've got the 35 mil.
I'd say that was like a minimum for me. Like 35 million would be my minimum. And then
What
I
did you guys
think
use
they
as your
offered
multiplier?
50 million, which kind of makes sense because like you're projecting future sales, like sales are going to increase.
Like they're growing fast.
Yeah. They're growing super quick and like the internet is not going away. Like it's only going to get more beneficial and like more users.
Right. As
So-
technology advances too.
Yeah. So I would say 50 million, like for the stage they're at right now, would be fair. 35 to 50.
And are you obviously because I wasn't here at the beginning, were you guys just using like a revenue multiplier? And if so, what was your multiplier to get the 35 million and then the 50?
So,
So I
I
looked
got
it up
it.
last week when we were doing the negotiations and stuff. Like they said, the lazy man's way of figuring out what a company is worth is just going by the year's revenue. And it's usually most accurate if it's a steady revenue.
Right.
so if you go to
So, like-
exhibit 2 on page 14,
Yeah, I'm on it.
okay, so in the 2003, it has their total revenue was 35,879,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then 50 million we're getting just because we're thinking it's going to grow. And a company valued them at 50 million for the offer.
So it's tripled since 2000. So that's 3 years. So it's tripled in 3 years. 3 more years to triple again. 90,000, little over 90,000. 90 million.
Okay.
90
So
million.
we're using a 1x multiplier based on the type of business it is for revenue.
Yeah. So it'd be a 1.5 multiplier.
You're saying 90 million for 2004? Is that what you're saying, Connor?
2006.
2006?
Over 90 million.
Okay, cool. Sorry, didn't mean to derail you guys.
Okay, great. So are you going to go to number 3? Okay.
Yeah.
Greg wants to seek a 30 to 50% internal rate of return what exit value they expect. Internal rate of return, are they just talking about the revenue that will continue to increase, or are they actually wanting a return? From it? Talking about the IPOs. That's what they're talking about right there. See, personally, I don't know why IPOs are even being talked about, because like as soon as they got done talking about how successful the business is, why do they need IPOs in 2003? Like, it just seems so contradictory to what they were talking about 2-3 paragraphs before that.
So your question is, why did they need an IPO in this particular case?
Yeah, like why are they even talking about it?
I think it's just like they originally thought like other competitors are going on the market, they should too.
Yeah, that was the craze back then, is let's get an IPO going.
See, I wrote my case study analysis, my study guide thing. I wrote the IPO stuff was just to throw us off.
Like it wasn't like a helpful hint or whatever.
Like they're just trying to put in extra information that we don't even need and doesn't even matter.
I mean, it's like an option though.
Yeah,
You
why?
would do that.
Why would they want to? Like, I mean, it's self-sustaining.
Yeah, I think it's just company more, like a lot more people will know of your company then, like you're more out there and people want to invest. Like they'll feel like more drawn to your company if they're a part of it.
Yeah, I think the IPO is just a form of marketing. So if you do an IPO, more people know about your company.
Yeah.
But if it fails, it kind of messes up your reputation. So it's kind of risky to do an IPO if the market's not good.
So he wants the IPO to increase the growth faster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that was,
it makes it easier for anyone to invest in you too, because the IPO is just it's just that it's an initial public offering. So it says, hey, you know, we're now public. You know, you can buy us, trade us, or whatever. So they get to raise money by selling off a portion of their company. Just because they're making lots of money doesn't mean they have like a lot of liquidity or cash on hand to invest and grow.
If I were in Greg's position, I'd be like, I make like $1 million a year anyway. I don't care. Let's just not do that. It's fine.
Yeah, but you just always want to own everything.
What?
You just always want to own everything, though.
Yeah,
That's true.
Which I totally understand.
I mean, okay. Being unbiased. Okay, being unbiased. Let's say he did do that. Would it really benefit him in any way?
To do the IPO.
Yeah, like it might make him more money because he's investing more. I mean, he could grow his shares or multiply his stocks and sell those also, make even more money. But
so yes, because yes and no. So like the IPO allows him to be publicly traded, so he could theoretically sell off some of his stock to a layman, right?
and is that the exit plan exactly? Is he just wanting to sell all of his stock after going public?
But if you're public though, you could sell like little pieces of it in exchange. You could buy it back when it's better for you.
Yeah.
With it being private, you have to kind of sell it as one big chunk or get a big group of people to buy it all together.
Yeah.
It's not as easily like transferable, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like turning stock into cash is not easy if you have to buy the whole thing.
Okay, I guess the way I'm thinking about it is, did you know that Bill Gates makes like $500 a second or something like that?
Nope, didn't know that.
Okay. It would not be worth his time to bend over and pick up $100 bill off the ground.
Right.
So in Greg's position, it's just like, it's going to take a lot of work to make this public. It's not worth my time. He's making money, and he's talking about exiting. So obviously he doesn't care. He doesn't even care about owning the business. Normally,
I
I'd say I would
think
go
it
for it, but that's not a criteria in this case. He just wants a job. He just likes to work.
Yeah.
Right. It's not about the money, really, but you also want
Yeah, exactly.
evaluation. It's about the success of the money. No, but like you laugh at it, but like seriously, that's
No, yeah, you're right.
gauge the amount of success he has in this venture by how much money it generates, and obviously his goal
And that's what he cares about.
sustain like 2,000 jobs in whatever his hometown was.
Yeah, because he
That's
doesn't.
part of success, and he needs money to do that.
Yeah, and he thrives on that success because he doesn't want to be known as the guy who caught a lot of fish.
Yeah.
Personal. Anyway.
Or no, he doesn't want it written on his tombstone.
Yeah.
So I guess if it grows his company, I guess he'd be like, okay, I'm the owner or CEO of a super Uber company. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what did you guys like? What do we think the exit value will be?
You know, I think it is worth more than the revenue of that year. I think
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty fair price what he was offered because it's growing so fast. If I had money to buy it, I would.
What year is he selling it in again?
I
2003.
think 2004
Oh, it's 2004?
or
Yeah.
is it 2003?
Well, 2003 we have the revenue, so I think it is 4.
2000.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
If you
Okay,
just
Christmas of 2003 was the
let
offer.
Excel,
Sold in 2004, is that the deal? Oh no, Christmas 2003 would come early in the Gate-Fort household.
So maybe it's like they would transfer. I don't know how that works though, because you have all the information for 2003.
Yeah. Could be projected. Like, let me go back to, what is it, page 14? Okay, never mind.
so what was the question again? Like,
What exit value do they expect? So it says if Greg's investors seek a 30 to 50% internal rate of return, what exit value will they expect?
Hey, I'm just seeing this for the first time. They're making a net loss every year.
Yeah, I don't think they break even yet, or enough from what I've seen.
Okay, well, but reading it, you think they were super successful the whole time.
Well, they are growing, but they're also adding a bunch of workers. So that's why it said their like money was behind. So they went from like 8 workers to 80. So paying everyone was a problem.
Okay, then I changed my mind. He needs to exit and leave them with the net loss. Leave the owners. Have
Well,
fun.
it said like if he sold it, it would kind of take care of the money problems they were having. Like it said, right now there was like 3 issues, and let's see if I can find it. There's 3 issues, and if they sold it, that would take care of those issues. It was like their market, like getting the name out more. There was like 3 things. I'm trying to see if I can find it.
I'm trying to find my stuff on internal rate of return. Huh. Why is it you can't ever find the calculations you need when you need them?
Yeah.
Seriously, I have like a whole Excel sheet on internal rate of return. I did last semester, and I cannot find it for anything.
How do we know?
I
How do we know what the discount rate is? Because I'm kind of looking at how to do an equation, but I don't know what the discount rate is for that.
I don't know if there is a.
Are they already public?
No,
No.
Not at this point.
I'm looking at
they were gonna do it, but then they withdrew because the market went back.
Yeah, both times they wanted to, the market took a tank.
Okay.
So let's go 3.
I'm not saying anything with the discount rate.
Maybe I'm looking at the wrong stuff. That's the terminal value. I'm looking for exit value.
Oh, this is so infuriating. Where is my document? Where is it? Okay. All right, so I have some internal rate of return calculations, but they're dependent on some information. But these are based on what the investment is. So if they want, again, they want a 30 to 50% internal rate of return.
Yeah.
And their cash flows are. Was there a cash flows portion on here?
Cash flow.
Yeah, right now.
By June of 2002, RightNow had returned to generating positive cash flow after a year and a half of outflows.
Right.
That's the
I saw that.
That's the only. I just searched for cash flow in the whole document, and that's the only place where it mentions cash flow.
Okay, so summary balance sheet data, cash and cash equivalents, working capital, deficit, total assets. Does anybody else see the actual like cash flow,
Mm-mm.
or is it?
We gotta look at the exhibits, right?
think it's
But,
still
like,
I'm looking at
I don't think it says anything still.
Yeah, there's no question on it. I just looked at our question.
I hate these stupid things are flipped.
As far as cash flow, though, they're always at the negative, so they really don't have a cash flow.
Well, they got a cash flow. It's a negative cash flow.
Well, yeah, the net income is always at the negative.
Look at Exhibit 10. I didn't even look at that.
So how do you calculate an internal rate of return for a negative cash flow product?
I think it would be the net loss divided by the revenue, right? That would be the ratio on that. Is that what you're talking about? What was your question again?
What was the question?
Yeah.
So, like, how do you calculate an internal rate of return based on a negative cash flow? Because, like, typically, for
But I think
internal
it's
rate
based
of
on
return-
how much they would sell it for. So I'm trying to think. Like if you sell it for a certain amount, 30 to 50% of I don't know. I guess we could always just do our best guess. Like we know that where did it go?
So I guess so we're at 30 to 50% internal rate of return, right? So
Yeah.
how much money was sunk into the business at the very beginning? Because that's what we need to know.
I think it was like 5 million or something like that. It's at the very beginning of the case study.
Yeah, the first. So it says where did it go? I wrote it down.
He founded RightNow with 5,000 of his own money.
Right.
And then he said by the end of 1997, the company had booked about 20,000 in revenue. But he started it with 5,000.
Okay, so he's got $5,000 and that's his whole thing. How about his investors?
So
He did
far,
interactive investing. Was it about 32 million?
$16.4 million from the Greylock Capital.
That was the first one, right? Yeah, 16.4 with Greylock with a post valuation of 100 million.
16.4 million?
Yeah.
And then wrote it down. In a few, I didn't put the year, 2000, 16 million with a post eval of 129 million. That was the
One more
second.
time, 129 point what?
It's so it's 16.4 million, but it had a post money valuation of 100 million.
Then the second one was 16 million with a post val of 129. That was the Series B, led by Summit.
Okay, so those are the value, but internal rate of return is basically like. So that's what I don't get because they're not generating any positive cash flow. So the internal rate of return, right? So if we go, hey, I invested XYZ quantity, right? In this case, it's $16.4 million into this company, right? But they're not generating any positive cash flow at all. Like we're trying to say, okay, I'm an investor. I want a 30 to 50% return, meaning I want to either, make an additional 30% above and beyond this 16.4, right?
Yeah.
So if I go 6,400 times 1.3 because I want to make an additional 30% on top of that. Divided up amongst those investors, they want to make an additional $2 million. And then if it's 50%, they want to make an additional, like, whatever, $8 million, right? So they're going to have to exit with them getting that equity back out of this thing.
Mhm.
So if their initial company value was, you said it was 100 million?
That
That was
post-val.
yeah.
And then after the second round, it was way more. So
It was 129 after this Series B.
I feel like I'm missing information. But
Oh yeah.
if we're going to guesstimate, because we don't have all the information, really, we have some basics. And the part I can't get past is we're generating a negative cash flow. Like, how do I estimate? I guess that's an amount, though. That's just the cash flow amount, not necessarily what they would receive for their stock if they were to sell it off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Theoretically. Because the stock still has value even though the company's not generating profits. And that's what I don't understand. Anybody else? My brain is getting stuck right there.
I don't know. I'm just looking at the balance sheet because, I mean, we can gather enough about cash flows based on the balance sheet that they're spending more than they're making.
Right.
So I feel like that's all I really need.
You feel like that's all
I think we just need to guesstimate what we think and then get the next question. Because, like, ultimately,
It does matter, though. What's the next question?
But is it a criteria?
Yeah, the next question is based on the previous question, so.
So I mean, if we're looking at just the internal rate of return off of those two, it needs to be, they want to get, I don't know if I'm doing this right, but on top of their investment, they want to get anywhere from 9.72 to $16.2 million, right? That's the 30 to 50% return on the investments.
So I said, okay, my analysis on which option he should do is he should sell the business, okay, and just still work there. He gets a lot of pockets full of money. I almost said something else. He still gets to work, which is what he really wants to do. He just doesn't want to sit around do nothing. And that negative cash flow is somebody else's problem. Yeah? Yeah?
But how does that even work?
What?
I'm with you. I think he should sell. I think that he's got an opportunity to make some quick money and solve a lot of issues. And like you said, makes a lot of people very wealthy.
yeah.
And he's the type of person that's not going to sit still. He's going to take that money and he's going to figure out something else to do. He's going to start a new venture.
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy he is. I mean, he went into retirement and he got antsy and he started another company. So the money's there. Take it and run.
That's true.
Or he wouldn't really run, would he? He would just like take it and stay.
Take it, go fishing.
And it wouldn't be like you run. Like you said, it wouldn't be like you ran because you're part of the company still for a while. I'm sure that's going to happen. But he's going to get paid. And there's going to be a lot of opportunity there. With a lot more resources, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that question still bugs me, question 3, because based on my understanding of internal rate of return, essentially they're not generating any profit. So there's no way.
Right back, my neighbor's coming over to the door.
There is no internal rate of return because they're not generating any money. They're just spending money.
Right.
Okay, anyway.
Maybe that's the point. Maybe it's to confuse us and see if we can figure it out.
I guess.
Oh, you froze on me.
I agree with you guys then. I mean, based on what we're seeing, they're spending more and more money every year, and they're not generating a profit. So
Yeah.
And someone comes along and says, "Hey, would you like to just not worry about this ever again?"
Mm-hmm. Well, the financial, like, you could even work there, but, like, financially, that's not going to hurt you.
Right. But, like, Greg is also, his goal is to have, like, 2,000 people work in that town, and he's only got, like, 80 people right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that's
400.
his goal, then how would he get there? You're like selling someone who can make it more efficient. Okay, got it.
They can start a new company.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't achieve his goal of employing 2,000 people in the town.
But, I mean, does he have to be the one employing them, or can, like, he sell it to them, they make the company better, and then they can hire more people?
I didn't take it as he had to personally employ them all. I took it that he wanted to create 2,000 jobs in that area.
Mm-hmm. So if he sells it and the company starts, then it would create those jobs.
Well, I don't think people want to live in Bozeman, so
No.
not from the description of how he described it. It didn't sound like a pleasant place to live. I wouldn't want to live there.
Yeah. So cool. I really feel like I'm at a loss for this one. I looked at this one before. I've read the case like 6 times.
Well, okay. If I had a goal and something better came along, I'd do that. I mean, his real goal is. I don't think that
Mm-hmm.
employing so many people is really criteria. I think the fact that he wants to work is a criteria. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna try to employ as many people as I can. $50 million. Yeah.
Ugh. Okay.
I got
That's good.
So we need to summarize. Is that our last option?
Yeah.
He
We just need
wants a summary that's beefed up.
What time are we at, Kelly? Because it says we need to mark that timestamp.
Oh, so I'll just send it. I usually in the thing, it doesn't show me right now, so I have to like rewatch it to find the moment we start.
That's not fun for you.
No, it sucks.
Well, she can.
And it takes a while to upload when they're long.
All right, let's get out of here. Less is better for you.
Steve, take our summary away.
Did you ask me to summarize?
Yeah, why not?
I think
feel like
that
you understand it.
I don't understand the darn thing. I think that he's in like we discussed early on that Connor said, he's kind of in a position where any option he decides is not going to be a bad option. I think he just needs to decide what he wants to do. Does he want to take the money and run and have that quick hit? Or does he want to continue to fight it out and work the problem on his own and continue to grow like they figure or believe that they will? So you have a quick win or you have the long, drawn out win. It's his preference, right?
I
Mhm.
said $50 million.
I missed that, Connor. What'd you say?
He like found something that said it, and like it just like echoed, like he said it, and then something
You ever
else.
seen Rush Hour?
That's from Rush Hour.
No, I've never seen
Yeah,
that.
I've seen it. Chris Tucker.
I bet our teacher's gonna love this summary. He's just like, oh dear. Okay, so yeah, but overall, we all thought it would be a good idea to sell right now, and we thought somewhere between the 35, which is what their revenue is right now, to the 50 million they were offered, because the company's going to keep growing rapidly since it's a new idea and the internet's growing.
And they're not making any money, so they should leave it to someone who can make the company more efficient so they can start earning a profit instead of an increasingly growing negative cash flow.
Yeah.
And this is a competitor that's coming into that's offering us money. So
Yeah, sell it. Make it big. Go.
yeah, cool.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Okay.